Okay, welcome back to Movie Club with Friends. We're back. It's your favorite weekly movie talk show. Really quickly, Penn hates Canadians. Therefore,
What?
I was unable to watch this movie this week.
This is how we get sued.
Uh, I looked. I tried proxy sites. I couldn't rent it. Just let me give you your money. I don't understand why some things aren't available in Canada. I don't get it. I don't like it. Anyways, the movie this week was director's cut, directed, starred, written, Garrett, by Penn
Uh,
Jillette.
it was
It was
written
actually
but not directed by Penn Jillette.
yeah,
Okay.
it was directed by Adam Rifkin, who we see in the movie.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Adam Rifkin. Wow. Okay, so this was a Garrett pick. So Garrett, talk.
So I'm just a huge fan of Penn Jillette and a lot of the things he does. So of course I had to select this movie and make everyone suffer through it. And again, it's just a movie written by a psycho about fucking serial killers and a psycho wanting to get with this actress thinking he's the director of this movie. And yeah, it's just super fucking weird and crazy. But I think it it gives you kind of a little bit of insight into like how movies are made, even if just a little bit. But Penn Jillette has all of his friends basically in this movie. Teller's scene where he's getting intimidated by the cops.
Does Teller talk?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Uh,
He does.
Whenever he's getting intimidated by the cops is probably my favorite scene
He
in
gets
this movie.
he gets turned on by
Yeah.
intimidation.
By violence.
Aw.
Teller comes on the movie.
Yeah, yeah, he comes in the
He comes in the movie.
But yeah, it's just a really funny film and a really crazy kind of stupid film.
So, can Penn and Teller both act well? Or are they shitty actors, but it works with the movie?
So Penn calls himself a shitty actor. Like he said, if he's acting, he's just playing himself.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, he's awful at acting. But Teller is actually a really good actor. He directs Broadway shows even, and I think he starred in a couple of like on Broadway shows. Well, not starred, but was in some Broadway shows. I'm not sure about that, but I know that he does direct. He's very into like theater and performance. Yeah, it's just a stupid, crazy show or movie that Penn crowdfunded entirely, and um, so in the movie, Penn always says that this is at his fattest. He's like 350 pounds, and he dresses like Tiny Tim. And for those of you who don't know Tiny Tim, he's the guy that's saying, like dancing through the build a. I can't remember the song, but anyway, he's like, yeah, he sings with like really high falsetto.
Tiptoe through the tulips.
Yeah, tiptoe through the tulips. Sings this really high falsetto. Again, a creepy kind of psycho guy, and Penn kind of based his character around that. And yeah, his character is a fucking creepy psycho. And yeah, so after the movie, Penn lost all of his weight, and so they actually couldn't shoot any more scenes because you guys saw in the last scene, Penn is all skinny and looking better. And yes,
Oh yeah, when he's in the prison. That's right.
yeah, whenever he's in prison. So they actually couldn't go back and reshoot any of the scenes because they'd already gone through everything, and if they wanted to reshoot things, it was impossible because Penn had lost all of his weight.
This is the
But,
first time I'm watching the video of Tiny Tim's sing "Tiptoe Through the Tulips," and I'm pretty sure that guy murdered people, like without a doubt.
Oh, I want to
No.
Psychopath.
I know Tiny Tim's real name is like, fuck, it's like Herbert something. Yeah. So again, Penn's name in the movie is Herbert Blunt, and he was going to be called Herbert Kari, which is Tiny Tim's real name, but he decided not to go that into Tiny Tim. But
Right.
yeah, so I'll just
7
end
out of
my
10.
speech
How
there.
popular is was Tiny Tim for someone to get that reference? I would never have gotten that reference.
I think he was. If you were like maybe in the 80s or 90s, you would know him because he was on like. Well, fuck. When was Johnny Carson? That was when did Johnny Carson go off air? Because he was on Johnny Carson a lot.
Probably I think that was the 70s.
Okay, so
yeah,
then
it's looking like it's
but yeah, like Tiny Tim is he's an older character. Tiny Tim was a fucking psycho too. Like I don't know whether he murdered anyone, but yeah, like there's Penn tells a story about how Tiny Tim would go into hotel rooms and just order a fuck ton of food. And Tiny Tim used to be really skinny. Like whenever he first was on his way up, he was a really skinny, really tall guy. He would just order like massive amounts of food and just eat it all. And then, of course, before he died, he got fat. But yeah. But yeah, I think I would give this an 8 out of 10 just because it's funny. I like Penn. He has a stupid, crazy sense of humor, but it was enjoyable for me.
Okay. Please write that in the thing, please.
I will.
So, I usually go second, but I don't have an opinion. So let's hear from Gabe.
Okay.
Do you forget how to say his name in the middle of saying his name?
Well, I was going to say Gabriel, but I'm not supposed to say Gabriel, so I was supposed to say Gabe.
Okay, so this is I had a terrible time. This movie, here's how I'll describe this movie, and I think I've told Garrett and Julie this a couple times already. But this is a if you're a Penn Jillette fan, this is a cult movie for Penn Jillette by Penn Jillette. And he was in it, and he
for us.
It was like people who love Penn Jillette will love this movie, but if you don't, then this will be fucking hard to get through. So the beginning portions, I did enjoy aspects of it. He started to explain some things of the filming process and how just those kind of odd quirks here and there that some people have with films, but it was very short-lived. How my enjoyment, I guess I should say, because once Missy Pyle comes into the fucking movie, it just went downhill from there. One, I'm guessing Missy Pyle was the only B actress they could afford to get, so they had to, or Penn's character had to obsess over her and her looks and everything. And she's not my type, definitely not. And I'm sure for all you guys, she's not either. She's not very attractive in my opinion. So it just, the obsession over her just went way overboard. There was just so many things that I didn't like once Missy Pyle started getting in, and then his character started obsessing over her, and everything from there went on. But what I'll say is I enjoyed parts of the beginning, but the rest was and thank goodness it was a short movie. I'm trying not to crap on this movie too much, but I did not enjoy it whatsoever. I'll be nice though, because in our ratings we do technically have moments of enjoyment, so I'll give it a 4 out of 10.
All right.
And hated.
Yeah.
4 out of 10 and hated for me.
Hated it. Is that your lowest ever?
Yeah, I think so. I think I've done a 5 before, but I think this is my lowest.
I feel like Gabe gave me a 3 on one of mine.
Yeah, I feel like Gabe rates it pretty low.
I don't think I did. I think if any, it was on the Prince movie, and I probably gave it like a 5 or 6. We'll have to check the archive for that.
Yeah.
I'm checking
it.
Oh, do you have it?
No, I was gonna check on YouTube.
Yeah, they should be up on YouTube.
Wow, John rated Akira with a 3 and hated. I just saw that.
Yeah, well, John's
That's the lowest rated.
John's a poop butt, so.
Oh, Gabe gave it a 6.5.
Oh,
okay.
A little
That's pretty
print.
high.
Oh, when we were still doing our point system.
Yeah.
Thank God you
So-
guys have come around to that, by the way.
So we'll
It's hard to
say,
commit to a whole number.
let's hear from our silent friend Jared.
Alright, so I thought this was a pretty fascinating movie. It has an extremely unique idea, and it really caught my interest.
Okay. Um, 1 second, viewers.
It caught your
Oh.
interest, and that was as far as we got.
That's as
Yeah.
far as you got. That was
Okay.
weird.
That was really weird.
Yes.
Michael,
I'm
you're
just-
gonna have to edit that.
Yeah.
I will just summarize real quick.
Let me type
I
a
gave the movie
timestamp.
I gave the movie a 7 out of 10, and I
Fuck
hated every
yeah.
fucking moment of it. It was fascinating. It was unique. I love the idea, but I hated every moment of my life while I was watching this movie.
That makes no sense to me. The literal definition of 7 is I enjoyed most of that, but I have some
Fine, 8 out-
reservations.
It was a great movie for what it was, but I hated it. Fine, 8 out of 10. I hated every moment of it.
It's wonderful.
You know, like Gabe said, I enjoyed parts of the beginning. Once it started getting weird, it really got weird. I think the lowest part for me when he was eating chips or something while also doing commentary, I was picturing Hurt and Garrett during this.
Oh, it's so funny though. It's
No.
so hilarious.
I feel like I should like this, and maybe if I cared more. If somebody other than Penn Jillette, I'm not a fan of. I don't dislike him, but I'm not a fan of his. I love the concept. I just hated my life while I was watching this movie. That is basically my review.
That's great. I love your commentary, Jared.
Jared always has interesting things to say.
It's funny because whenever it blacked out there for a bit with Discord, I just thought that Jared was like, "That's it. That's all I have to say."
Yeah.
And I was like, Jared.
Yeah, that's what I
That
was
wasn't a
saying.
reaction to what I said either. Like I just said I gave some 7 out of 10 and hated it, and you guys didn't give me any reaction at all. All right, I kept talking.
We're being respectful, Jared.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was a good choice, Garrett. I'm glad you showed me this movie,
What?
but I hated it.
No, and like I can kind of respect that. Like,
Shut up, Michael. You didn't even fucking watch the movie. Don't even.
no. But I mean, in general, like you can if someone suggests you a movie, and even if you hate it, but maybe for some reason it piqued something in Jared where it was interesting in some way. So he doesn't regret watching it, but he didn't like it.
Oh yeah, I would recommend this movie to somebody who's looking for this particular type of thing, but I would not watch it with them.
Or it's like with Jeff with Master and Commander.
Exactly.
He hated the movie, but he still respected it because it was a well-made movie. Right?
Yeah.
This
Yeah,
wasn't well
makes
made, but it was.
It was not well made.
I think it was.
It was well made for what he was trying to do. I think.
I think that was the purpose, right?
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah,
see
yeah,
it, but assuming from what I've seen, it looks like they did everything on purpose.
Also, just another great point was whenever he's introducing the police captain, usually, some cranky old black guy. But we got we got the lady from Insidious. Such a good part. Oh,
Yeah, I laughed at that actually.
great.
But yeah, 8 out of 10 hated the movie.
Julie.
And it's my turn. I don't even know if you can say this is a real movie. That's going to be my biggest complaint about it. I don't think this is a movie. I think this is like a YouTube video. This is like YouTube video quality to
So
me.
the proper term is film.
Film.
It's artsy or something. I don't fucking know. Is it
This
artsy?
isn't- I don't think this
Did
is
you
a
say you weren't going to
film.
talk, Mike?
I think this is a YouTube video.
I'm just trying to be part of the conversation.
I honestly think that a YouTube video, like, there's been many YouTube videos I've seen that have been, that have, actual storylines. This movie was weird. And I do agree with Gabe. I think so. I would say like the first like solid beginning. I mean, like it's only an hour and a half film, so I don't know how long of the beginning it really was, but maybe like the 20 minutes, the first 20 or 30 minutes. It was really interesting because I did like the insight on like, look, she's like, like she's breathing, and you're like, that's
Dead
just
people
bad
don't
directing.
breathe.
Yeah, dead people don't breathe. That's just bad directing. Like all that stuff was really funny, and I did like the whole like but we we got the lady from Insidious, and whenever he's criticizing them backtracking in a film, like is this supposed to be the guy, the original like serial killer? Is this supposed to be the one that comes in later? That comes in later. He's dressed up as it. It's just confusing. It's bad storytelling. I loved all that stuff because I do like. I mean, that's what we do, right? That's what we do in Movie Club. We criticize movies for their inconsistencies, and we talk about their the beautiful parts of the film too. So I really liked all of that. It just got so crazy and just like it was hard to swallow. Like honestly, I think that the rest of the film was a giant I love. Like if you don't, you gotta love Penn Jillette to like this movie. You gotta like them. Like you are watching the film, you're enjoying it genuinely because you love this person and these people that he has in his movie. Like it's like he just got his friends to be in it, and it looks like they had a great time. I think they had fun filming this movie. I wish I had as much fun filming this movie as like. Watching it. I mean, I wish I had as much fun as they did making it as I wanted to have watching it, but I don't think I did. It was just too crazy. And like, yeah, just like Gabe said earlier, the Missy Pyle stuff was just like, ugh. Like, okay, I get it. You think she's hot. Like, and then he like steals her. Like he like kidnaps a person.
Kidnapping,
But like that's the premise because he wanted to make his own movie, so he had to reshoot the scenes with himself and Missy Pyle, and that's why he did the shitty green screen editing.
It's just so bad.
Because he wanted to pretend that he was the hero.
It's just so bad, Garrett.
I'm just trying to, I don't know.
No, that's what I mean though. Like this movie's so meta. They talked about like the movie is talking about. Okay, the premise of the movie is that these people they got to crowdfund a film. It's a crime film. It's so meta that this movie was actually crowdfunded. So it's like a crowdfunding Inception. Like that's how meta this movie is. That's
You're just making me like this movie more and more, Julie. So the concept amazing, Garrett. Thank you, but
Yeah, I think that might be why I like it is because it's so meta and.
Shut up.
Yeah, no, but like
Shut up.
No, like I was legit thinking like it's just like a meta film. Like, before
You
I
like
picked
this
it-
movie because you are like a fanboy. You are a
that's
fanboy.
true. Like I'm not gonna deny that part either. But like another part, like before I even picked this film, like I was thinking, oh yeah, it's really meta. Like that was the word I would use in my head to describe this movie.
Okay.
Do you guys? My concern with this movie is that like I was at first I went into the movie not knowing anything, and like I was completely blind looking like watching this movie.
Same.
And like there was so many parts that I just didn't get because I couldn't tell if he was acting or if the if Penn or if the what's her name Missy Pyle. I couldn't tell if like she was actually pissed off at him or if that was just her acting instead of it or whatever. Like whenever he would
I
like
know why? Because she's a B actress too.
I wish I don't know. I wish I would have like known about like this being a crowdfunded movie and like the premise of the movie before watching it, because then I think I would have understood it a bit more. Because I mean, you probably should know a bit of that background before going into it blind.
Yeah, that's fair. Because everyone that watches this movie knew that it was crowdfunded.
Yeah.
Like that was the
And they-
audience was the people that crowdfunded it.
So wait, Julie, what'd you give it?
I'm trying to decide. I guess I had to give it a 4-2 because I did have those few moments of enjoyment, but overall didn't enjoy it, and I think I hated it.
A lot of hate going around. John, did you hate the movie?
I did not hate it.
Oh.
I'll give it a dislike, but a 5. Just A-okay in my book.
5.
5. It was okay.
So you're
Okay,
John-
you need to
John-
elaborate.
wait, John, you're a 5 and you disliked?
Dislike, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, where do we even begin, right?
I began with it not being a real movie, so it's only up from here.
I'll go backwards then. The very end, or like the ending where he's reenacting those in front of a green screen, the ending parts with him being the hero, like that part to me, like whenever I fully understood that he was just like this crazy lunatic trying to like be famous in his own mind, like that was funny to me and like kind of clever way of him like directing it. And we were in a sense like in his mind, like going through this movie, it's just him talking to his non-existent audience, and we were just reliving how fucked up he is. And I don't know, that part was intriguing and kind of cool and interesting to witness. But going backwards, like I don't know, like before he steals her, before like while he's still kind of just a crowdfunder, and it was just him kind of like documenting
Stalking
the
her.
set. Yeah, it was confusing and hard to understand at times. The part that really like made me okay, I understand, I get it now, was like whenever they were gonna do that one big scene in the cafe where it's like, okay guys, we only got one shot at this, we can't mess this up, and then at the very end he just walks out and just like smiles at the camera. This fucker, like, I can't believe this. But yeah, I mean, other than those like kind of like weird quirks, like it had everything that all movies have. Like there's development, there's plot, like there's a overarching story and a climax, and
Oh, there's a climax.
I thought there's multiple climaxes. Yeah, it was just okay though, you know.
It was just middle of the road for John.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay, I just have to say one thing. So Gabe, after he watched this movie, was like, I'm gonna make everyone watch Cat in the Hat because if Garrett made me watch this shit movie,
Yeah.
I'm gonna
I'm gonna be
make
sick that week.
everyone watch my shit movie.
Oh,
I was gonna
man.
pick good movies for you guys.
So thanks, Garrett. I really had to pull one for the team again, Garrett. Thanks, Garrett.
I mean, I'm alright with watching Cat in the Hat.
No, shut up. It's
If Gabe,
dumb.
if Gabe really wants it, then just go ahead.
Yeah, Gabe, just pick Cat in the Hat.
No,
Follow
you
your
need a
passions.
deal.
If he would have
Follow
picked
your
Cat in the Hat
passions.
3 months ago, then it wouldn't be an issue.
Garrett, if you wouldn't have picked this fucking movie, he wouldn't have brought it up again.
I'm alright with
Honestly.
taking that risk.
If Mike didn't pick all those shitty movies, we'd all be better off.
Wow.
I'm just enjoying
Speaking-
all this.
Speaking of Mike picking shitty movies,
I know it's coming. That's why I brought it up.
Oh, what am I gonna pick, Jared?
I have no idea. If
Oh.
I
Hey,
Oh.
can we make guesses? Can we make guesses?
Yeah, good guess.
No Country for Old Men or whatever it is.
Mm.
I
Okay,
do want to see that movie because I've never seen it.
but I've been thinking about this movie for a while. No Country for Old Men will come, but next week
Oh, really?
we're gonna watch The Matrix.
That's a good choice.
Eye comes out of Julie.
Yeah, Julie's
Nothing
not
wrong with the
looking forward.
Matrix, Julie.
We're gonna do the whole.
Matrix has not aged well. Have you seen it at all recently?
I have a lot of things to say about the movie. I like a lot of the theories around the movies and the trilogies.
I'm only watching the first one, Mike.
Now here's no. Oh, don't worry, we're gonna see the trilogy. But
oh God, help me.
I have one favor to ask of you guys.
I'm not picking the second one.
No. That's already taken care of. Don't worry. Can we also watch 10 minutes from the Animatrix?
No.
Oh my god.
Animatrix? What's that?
Which 10 minutes? It's the cartoon.
They made
Oh.
a direct-to-DVD. It's like 7 separate stories.
Is it on YouTube?
It might be on YouTube. If I can find it for free on YouTube, I want us all to watch the origin story of why everything happened as well.
I know what it is.
I don't know, because like this came out after the Matrix, so it might ruin the.
It can, no. It
I feel like if you haven't seen the Matrix, then no.
well, it came out in between 1 and 2, and what I was gonna say is we watch the first one, and then you watch it after.
Okay, that's fair, but again, it's up to everyone else.
It's up to everyone else. You'll know by next week's episode if we watched it or not. But let's wrap this up. Watch The Matrix. If you want to watch, I think it's called the Million Machine March. Watch that too. That's the part of the Animatrix. Anyways, say bye, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
Bye.